All right, look who the guest of honor is today. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Weaver over here, going to help us out. We got the cherry picker back. We're going to get it hooked up to this guy, and we're going to get it in that guy. Stay tuned.
Rolling down the boulevard, sun hitting my shades. Oh, yeah. Riding low and slow, this vibe never fades. What's up? Palm trees dancing in the hazy sunlight glow. West Coast rhythm, let the good times flow. Cruising, grooving, feel that funky breeze. Talk about singing, setting spirits at ease. From the hills to the shore, ain't no second guessing. In these Cali streets, we count every blessing. Double Dutch beats bumping, trunk ride smooth. Neighbors nodding heads, they catching the groove. That's right. Chrome rims spinning, reflections of dreams. On these West Coast streets, nothing's what it seems. Hey, hey, let me see your hands up high. Hands up. We vibing now till the moon hits the sky. Ooh, yeah. Talk box wailing like a voice from the stars. This coast culture lives in our hearts, no scars. Cruising, grooving, feel that funky breeze. Talk box singing, setting spirits at ease. From hills to the shore, ain't no second guessing. In these Cali streets, we count every blessing.
All right, it's in, guys. I'm really concerned about this driver side header, so we're going to have to play with that and see if we can get it to fit. This side shouldn't be a problem. I think we're going to go ahead and throw it in right now. See how it looks. Let's go. Yeah. Here we go. Final update for the night. Engine's installed. Transmission's installed. Thanks to that dude right there.
Uh-huh. That's right.
Yep, we got it. We got the transmission up in there. We got the cross member up in there. And the cross member bushing that goes up there on the top of the cross member was too thick. So I'm going to take it back to Jegs and get one that's a little bit smaller. And unfortunately, these these headers that I got at Jegs for an A body, they're stainless. They don't fit. Yep, that's the way it all works. It hits the cross member right there. I mean, I probably could get it to fit with taller engine mounts, but I can't go any taller on the engine mounts. And then I had Jimmy Stewart, my buddy Jimmy Stewart, because they said this would hit the engine mount. These are nice headers. I don't even know what they'll fit on. So I'm going to put them up on Marketplace for sale, but I think tomorrow I'm going to go pick up a set of the Flowtech ones from Jegs and get them in there. I think they'll fit a lot better in there in both sides. I mean, there's plenty of room over here, no doubt. But still, it would hit right there on the edge for some reason. So yeah, we're all doing pretty good here. And then we measured the drive shaft. So we measured from the inside of the tail shaft to the center of the yoke on the back side of the pumpkin, and it measured 55 and a quarter. And that's about 3 inches shorter. So I'm going to have to get 3 inches taken out of this drive shaft. But yeah, that's our night. This is a Thursday night. I think it's the 18th. And get back at it tomorrow and this weekend. Maybe we can really get her locked up by the end of the weekend and maybe turn this baby over middle of next week. So that's going to be the update for today. Thanks for watching my shows. I really appreciate it. In the journey of this snowball of a Chevelle that I've been working on to get this thing done. And then it's going to get the Model A done next after that. So Appreciate you watching. Have a good night. What's up, YouTube? It is Saturday, June 20th. We're getting closer to Good Guys weekend. Got a few more weeks here. Give you a progress update. It's Saturday, and I'm out here in the barn working by myself today. Hope to get a lot of stuff done. Let's get a little update where we're at. All right, got my table cleaned off here, and this is my mid pipe here, coming off the headers to the Y pipe, or X pipe, you want to call it. And it was just rough. Very clean. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. There's some minor details of stuff that I want to get done, but just messed with it a little bit last night. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off the table and spread out today's activities. But Jackson and I worked hard the other night, got the engine and transmission in there. So today, let's see what we got on the agenda. All right, went to Jegs this weekend, and picked up a aftermarket trans cooler. I'm going to mount this underneath the passenger seat. All the hardware and stuff that come with it. Had to take back the transmission mount that I originally bought because it was a little bit too thick. I think this one might be too thick as well, but this one's the thinner version, so I'm going to try that today. Got to get enough room underneath there, and I'll explain that in a second. All the proper fittings that go with getting this connected to the transmission. This guy right here is our lockup solenoid. Got to hook it up. So basically, it's just a pressure sensor that's added to the transmission, and when it gets to a certain RPM, it locks it into overdrive or lockup converter. So that's what I have. Get that installed as well. And then this here is a temperature sensor that goes into that in line with this, or on the end of the transmission, so it kicks this guy on. It's like a temperature switch, like 180 degrees, and it'll cool to 160. So get that set up. And this guy here, so this is a little bit sharper 90-degree angle and closer, because on the back of the fuel tank, where the pressure, the feed line comes out, the 90-degree bend that I have back there is this typical 90-degree bend here. It's a little bit bigger radius, and it's really close to hitting the rear end housing. So I wanted to shorten that up. So I got to put this guy on and get it closer away from the rear end housing when the suspension's lowered down on the ground. So there's that. And then also I've got to come in here, and where I have this shifter cable going down through there is dead center in the center of the transmission tunnel, and it is hitting the transmission, keeping it from going up into the tunnel. So I'm going to have to plug that hole and re-drill it and come over about 3 inches over to the left, so the cable loop can go underneath a little bit and not such a sharp transition, so it doesn't tear it up over time. Plus it's touching the transmission tunnel, and I'm sure it'll get hot, and I don't want it to burn it up. So got to fix that as well. It's just a learning experience for me as I'm going through this process. And then moving forward, I've got some other stuff left. So I ended up having to go and pick up some Flowtech headers. These are the ceramic coated Flowtech headers, because the stainless ones that I got at Jegs, they just don't fit very well on an A body. I think they'll fit better on a Camaro or a Nova or something else like that. So I've got them in the box. I got them on Marketplace, listed up for, I think I posted them for $350. So I've got the headers to put on that. Also had to pick one of these up. So this guy here is a oil pressure extender. So I got 1/8" NPT thread on this here. So I'll basically come up behind the distributor on the back of the block back there. And this will go down right inside to there. And then I will put the oil pressure sensor right there, and it'll come out and then plug into my wiring harness for the gauges into the dash. So those are kind of the things that I've got left. Got lots of room on this side. Got to put the starter in, get all the wiring done, get the radiator put in. I got to make my radiator hoses. So I still got a long way to go. Check out my hair. Anyway, it's a process on the Chevelle. So just an update. Stay tuned. Keep on rocking and rolling. See what today brings. All right, Saturday noon update. Well, the stock cross member for a 700 R4 and a Chevelle will not work. The problem is the bottom of the case hits right here where the speedometer bulge is on the transmission, and it just won't work. So I had to call Jegs, and we're going to Delaware, the will call, getting the G-Force Universal 700R4 conversion cross member for the Chevelle. So on my way to get that here in a few minutes. Got my cable mounted over to the left a little bit. Put a grommet in there this time so it's not scraping it, and it looks a lot better underneath the car. So looking forward to that. That's another update. And we will continue to make progress today, hopefully. Got to get those transmission cooling line fittings off and put the new ones on. And then we'll go ahead and mount up this underneath the passenger seat floorboard, right where the seat goes. And I got all the fittings needed to do it. We're making progress. All right, Jackson, what are we up to?
Transmission cooler lines.
Yeah, we got transmission cooling lines on. We're working on them, actually. And finally got the rear trans mount on and bolted up. It was a nightmare, wasn't it, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Heavy. This new one that I got replaced this factory one was very heavy. But yes, need some thread tape.
Percussive maintenance. Percussive beatings, I guess.
Let me show you what we got done so far under the car. All right. New Jag, not a Jags. I don't remember what brand this is, but it's a heavy duty cross member. I think it's like double the weight of the one that was on there. Got that. And there's the transmission cooler right there. I got the X pipe off at the moment. Looks like it's going to fit just fine. We mocked it up, so it looks okay. And then the transmission cooler lines, we slide up under here and show you what we got. So they'll come out around there, go down the frame rail, and then go right up to the, right there on the transmission up there. I put some fittings up there. And we're putting a switch on there that will control the temperature. So the fan will kick on when it sees 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and then turn off at 160 automatically. We made some nice little more rev nuts and some washers on that, so it looks good. Some isolators underneath. And yeah, so look how tight that is up there. Very tight. Drive shaft's been gotten shortened. It'll be done. Drive line one's going to have it done middle of the week, I hope. Yeah, there's an inlet and outlet. We just got to make sure we got the inlets and outlets right with that sensor. Yeah, you got to put some more thread tape on it. Yeah, always go under from underneath. You got to do it the right way because they'll gum up. I always put it my left hand and go from underneath and around. Got a new transmission pan I'm going to put on here in a few minutes, and I got to get the linkage up for the shifter. I'll do that next, and I think we're going to call it a night because I'm getting hungry. Saturday night, we'll work on it some more tomorrow for Father's Day, and then get ready for a road trip for work. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Weaver here, coming to you from the Weaver's Garage. Let's review a few things. It's Thursday, let's see, the 25th, I think, of June. And I've got my calendar right here I want to show you. All right, this is my monthly calendar here with June. Finishing up today on the 25th. All day, Chevelle. All day, well, we got to work here in my home office. Chevelle here. These 2 days will be all day, each day, working my tail off. Got a work trip for these 2 days. I'll be back on Thursday. So it's Friday the 3rd, the holiday the 4th, and the 5th. So I've only got the 6th, 7th to get my car lined out. And let me show you at the moment where we're at, what we've got left. All right, this is kind of where we're at. We've left off. Jackson and I've been working on the wiring. Got that all set up under there on the firewall. I've got another power strip coming. One's going to be for accessory power and one's going to be for 12-volt signal at all times. I'm pulling off the steering column shaft here because I'm going to unbolt it from inside there, because I went ahead and picked up this real nice used 1972 Buick Skylark non-tilt column, and it's only got 66,000 miles on it, so it's like in mint condition. Plus there's no collar on here for the shifter, since it's no longer a column shift. So let's crawl underneath the car and show you what I got done so far. All right, cross member's been installed. Got my shifter cable installed there. Shifter's all installed. We got the transmission cooler installed, and it's all hooked up and wired up. Fuel pumps all hooked up and wired up. All the AN fittings are done. All the trainee cooler lines are done. So basically what's next is steering column headers, ignition, radiator lines, and other small odds and end wiring things to do. Drive shaft is supposed to pick it up tomorrow. I believe it'll be done. Ooh, I got to hook up the speedometer cable as well. I'll do that next. Yep. Work in progress. Keep on trucking along. And then we can get this beautiful hood installed right there. Can't wait for that. Stay tuned. Keep on trucking. I'll probably have this video edited and up to my YouTube channel by Sunday. Hopefully we'll have a lot of progress done by then. See you on the next one. What's up, YouTube? Daniel Weaver here on the Weaver's Garage YouTube channel. Give you an update of where we're at on this day on July 28th, Sunday. Here's what we got so far. All right, with the help of my son Jackson yesterday, we got radiators kind of sitting in there. We got the AN fittings, TV cables there. Got the driver's side header to put in yet. This passenger side is all hooked up. Headers are installed. Starters installed, wired up, hooked up. Spark plug wires are in. Distributor is in. Fuel pump is all ran. All the wiring is completed. We still got to finish some stuff up here. I do have my battery on the trickle charge there. So we got that. I've got the transmission cooling lines are really close to the header down there. So I got some heat protective tubing I got to put over top of that. We've got all of that to do. I had to run to Harbor Freight because these large -20 AN fittings are very large, so I didn't have a wrench big enough to tighten them. So I had to go get me some big old crescent wrenches there. I should be able to handle it. So we got that. Here's my heat shrink. I got this little guy here. This heater hose fitting will go on the back side of the water pump. Got to get that installed. I got all of the plugs, temperature sensors hooked up. I've got this is for my heater hose there. Alternators wired up. And then also, I think, well, I got this is my worn out tilt column. I pulled it out. This is my new column. I did pull the lock cylinder out, so I got to put my new lock cylinder in that so I can get that back installed and get it set up. Underneath, everything's under. The new drive shaft is underneath. Get down and take a look at it and show you. There's the new drive shaft installed. There's that. TV cables installed. There's the header. Got to put the exhaust on. The exhaust extensions are there. Then I got to put my X pipe on. It's back there. Get it all bolted up. And we're making progress. Well, I got a few more days left. And then inside, a big old wiring mess under there. I got to tuck up underneath of there. I'll get the steering shaft installed. But my shifter's in. I put the label on here for the shift pattern so everybody knows there's the steering wheel. I got to still hook up reverse lights and neutral safety switch. Hello, big old goal. There's a big old gap there. So we're getting close. She's looking good though. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the progress of the Chevelle getting on the road to Good Guys here in 10 days or so. So stay tuned. I'll post this video up here later this afternoon or this evening after I get done with the garage today. I got to go out and mow the grass. Getting ready to go on a work trip Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then get back and get hustling and get this thing done, get it wrapped up by the following week. So take care. Talk to you later on the next one. What's up, YouTube? This is me again. Back out here on a Sunday. Got a bunch of stuff done with my special guest, Mr. Weaver, right there. So he's been out here helping me today in Jackson's absence. I think Jackson's working on a Sunday, trying to make that money. See what you got. Let's see what we got done today so far. All right, here's an update. So we got upper radiator hose in right there. That was a nightmare, by the way. These big 20 AN fittings are tough. And the lower hose, Nathaniel. Yep, see that down there? Yep, we got that. They didn't even make wrenches for those, other than, don't mind the mess here. This is my mess, but this big old 24-inch crescent wrench, we had to get it and got them all tight. But we got the driver's side header in, bolted up, spark plug wires on, carburetors mounted. Still got to get the TV cable hooked up and put the exhaust on back on the bottom there. And yeah, we're rocking and rolling. So I'm going to work on the exhaust next. I'm going to go in and put some shorts on. It's a little bit hot out here at the moment. So check back here in a few minutes.